Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Clay, and I am the Bucks believer. One of Milwaukee's biggest needs heading into this free agency period was to add a backup point guard. They have now done this by bringing in one of the best such players on the entire market, signing George Hill to a one-year contract for next season. It remains unapparent whether that deal is for the minimum or for the taxpayer mid-level exception, but either way, I view this as a real positive value contract for the Bucks. Hill is one of the best backup point guards in the entire NBA, and that has consistently been true over the past couple of seasons, especially in the 2019-20 season where George was playing for the Bucks. In that year, he led the NBA in three-point percentage, knocking down 46% of his shots from beyond the arc, and was an extremely high-level role player coming off of the bench for the Bucks. He was even able to close out some games. Unfortunately, after the season, the Bucks decided to trade for Jrue Holiday. Obviously, this would end up being a great decision, but they did have to move on from George Hill in that move as he acted as trade ballast heading to New Orleans. After that, he would move on to Oklahoma City and finally would conclude his season with the Philadelphia 76ers. With Philly, Hill would end up appearing in 12 playoff games, functioning as a key cog of the Sixers' playoff rotation. Now, Hill has been released by the Sixers and made his way back to Milwaukee, where he's going to bring them a consistent and reliable presence at the backup point guard position off of the bench. This is something that they really lacked last season, as Jeff Teague struggled throughout his time with the Bucks to make an impact as a bench player. Hill is going to provide them with someone who's able to spot Jrue Holiday some rest at a very high level. George can both play on the ball as a pick and roll creator who makes great decisions, deciding whether to create shots for himself or for his teammates, and he's also a very good ball mover as an off the ball player who can knock down shots at an extremely high level. I'm sure we'll see Hill playing plenty of minutes with the bench mob as the primary ball handler, but he'll also probably spend time as a spot up shooter, playing alongside guys like Holiday, Middleton, and Antetokounmpo. This is a similar role to what Hill did in his last stint in Milwaukee, and we saw him knock down the shots at a very high level that were created for him by his teammates. Over the course of his career, George is a 38.4% shooter from beyond the arc, so clearly he's going to provide the Bucks with some plus spacing from the point guard position. In addition to his stellar offensive play as a role player, Hill is also a quality defender, especially at the point of attack where he can hold up at a very high level, putting pressure on opposing ball handlers. He's not exactly the most switchable guy in the world, standing at 6'4" but weighing only 188 pounds, so he's mostly limited to guarding point guards, but he can defend his position at a very high level, which is certainly something you're looking for if you are Milwaukee. Hill will function very well in the Bucks drop coverage system that they run quite frequently, as he does a nice job of darting over screens and contesting shots from behind. Overall, I think that this is a great signing for the Bucks because Hill will provide them with a steady presence coming off the bench at the backup point guard position. He's clearly a massive upgrade over Jeff Teague, and that will certainly be apparent as soon as this season gets underway, as Jrue Holiday will be coming off of a long playoff run and then some time in Tokyo for the Olympics, so this backup point guard play is going to be much needed, as it remains unclear how much Holiday will truly be able to play over the first couple months of the season. There is some downside in the Bucks signing Hill because he is 35 years old. There's certainly a chance that he could regress this coming season, but I view that as unlikely, as Hill's game is mostly translatable even as his athleticism wanes because he is such a high-level jump shooter. This is a great signing for the Bucks, probably their best move of the offseason so far with the possible exception of re-signing Bobby Portis, and I think that it definitely boosts their chances of being able to repeat as NBA champions next year. Be sure to let me know what you thought of this signing in the comments section down below. Also, leave a like and subscribe, especially if you are a fellow Bucks believer. This is the place for you. I think that I've covered everything that I wanted to cover, so that's going to be it for me. Ladies and gentlemen, I will see you all again very soon.